Things keep getting even worse for Justin Trudeau following his party's stunning by-election defeat just last week in Toronto, in a Toronto riding that the party has held for decades, which was considered to be one of the safest seats for the Liberals in the whole country. Now Trudeau's own party is calling on the Prime Minister to resign. This Global News article reports that a current Liberal MP and one of Trudeau's own former cabinet ministers are calling on Trudeau to resign. Liberal MP Wayne Long has become the first member of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's caucus to call for his resignation. Just days before this by-election, we saw further evidence of the Prime Minister's plummeting popularity, as 68% of Canadians say that they now want the Prime Minister to resign. Even the mainstream media in Canada finally started asking whether it's time for Trudeau to resign. You can see the response from Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland last week.
Question. Maintenant, la première question.
Good afternoon, Marika Walsh with the Globe and Mail. Deputy Prime Minister, can the Prime Minister still stay on to lead the Liberal Party into the next election, given that you just lost one of the safest seats in the entire country last night?
Yes, he certainly can.
Can you explain why? Because everybody we're hearing from behind the scenes believes that the result last night means catastrophic losses across the country. If you cannot win in Toronto under Justin Trudeau, why should anybody believe you can win anywhere else under him?
Our government is focused on working hard for Canada and Canadians and on delivering results for Canada and Canadians. That is what the Prime Minister is focused on. That is what we are all focused on. The Prime Minister is committed to leading us into the next election, and he has our support.
Next question.
Last night's results in Toronto St. Paul's. Do you think the Liberals need a radical change in strategy and that perhaps a new leader in the party might be a necessary change?
I just answered that question. Let me say the Prime Minister is focused on delivering for Canada and Canadians. Our whole government is focused on delivering for Canada and Canadians. That's what we're going to continue to do. The result in St. Paul's is certainly disappointing. We knew it was going to be a hard fight. I think it's especially disappointing because so many of us know Leslie. We know how hard she and her team worked. And I do also want to congratulate Don Stewart. He and his team worked hard as well. We know that these are hard times for Canadians. We know that we have to work hard to earn back their trust, and we know that the way to do that is by delivering for them, by delivering fairness for every generation, by delivering investments in housing and infrastructure, including in rural broadband, the investment we're announcing today, by delivering investments in making life more affordable for Canadians.
And why exactly do you think the Liberals are failing to retain voters in ridings like St. Paul's that, the party held for decades? What is going on?
I think I already answered that question, and I'll just say this is a disappointing result. We take it seriously. We know that things are hard for people in Canada, and we know we have to work even harder, delivering for Canadians, winning back the trust of Canadians. That's what we're all committed to do.
So while some of those closest to Trudeau, like Chrystia Freeland, are continuing to defend the Prime Minister, many other Liberals are turning against Trudeau. This New Brunswick MP wrote a letter to his caucus colleagues on Friday afternoon, saying that after this week's disastrous by-election loss in Toronto St. Paul's, it is time for Trudeau to step down. Another MP from Newfoundland appeared to support his message. The MP wrote, quote, "After reflection on this week's defeat in Toronto St. Paul's, and then seeing the response, I want you to know clearly and directly where I stand. For the future of our party, and for the good of our country, we need new leadership and a new direction." The voters have spoken loud and clear. They want change. I agree. Newfoundland MP Ken MacDonald responded to the email message in a reply all, writing, quote, well said. Other people suddenly calling for Trudeau's resignation include one of Trudeau's former cabinet ministers, former Environment Minister Catherine McKenna, said, quote, the Liberal Party isn't about one person, it's about the values it stands for, and it's about improving the lives of Canadians. The Prime Minister has a legacy to be proud of, but it's time for new ideas, new energy, and a new leader. There is too much at stake in this election, especially on the economy and climate. Yesterday, Trudeau rejected these calls for him to resign after the by-election loss. Trudeau told the CBC on Monday that he is committed to staying on as Prime Minister after the Liberals' shocking Toronto-St. Paul's by-election loss exactly 1 week ago. He said, quote, there's always going to be lots of reflection after a tough loss, but there's also so much to do. They say Trudeau remained defiant amid criticism from some in his own party, insisting he is not backing down. He also said, quote, I am committed to doing the work of building a better Canada every single day, so I look forward to next year's Canada Day, and I look forward to many more Canada Days. As bad as these by-election results are for Trudeau and the Liberal Party, things are somehow looking even worse for the NDP, led by Jagmeet Singh. This MSN article explains that the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said that the by-election results showed how frustrated Canadians are with Justin Trudeau's Liberals, but declined to explain why his own party's numbers also experienced a similar drop. In 2021, the federal NDP got 16.8% of the vote in the Toronto riding, but during Monday's by-election, the party garnered only 10.9% of the vote, a drop of nearly 6 points. National Post reporting today that even NDP voters aren't crazy about Jagmeet Singh propping up Trudeau. They cite a new poll that says just 4 out of 10 Canadians think the deal between the Liberals and the NDP to keep the Trudeau government in power has been a good thing, with even 40% of NDP voters unconvinced of the value of the agreement. They explain that as expected, Liberal respondents are overwhelmingly in support of the deal, with 84% saying that the deal has been good for Canada, while Conservative respondents almost equally overwhelmingly at 75% say that it's been a bad decision. But they say the more surprising finding is that NDP voters' support for the deal is relatively soft, given that the party leader Jagmeet Singh has hailed the arrangement as a way to get New Democrats' priorities enshrined into Liberal policy. While 60% of New Democrats say that the deal is good for Canada, 40% either aren't sure or even think that the agreement has been bad. Same article says that the perception of Singh and the NDP has also sunk in Canadians' eyes since the deal was struck, with 32% of respondents saying their opinion of Singh and his party is worse since 2022, whereas just 20% say they think better of the party and its leader now. The poll also shows that Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives hold a comfortable lead over Trudeau's Liberals, though the Prime Minister's party managed to gain a few points in the last month. The latest survey puts the Conservatives at 41%, giving them a 14% lead over the governing Liberals at 27%. Meanwhile, the NDP's support remains mostly unchanged at 17%. Trudeau's favorability ranking also increased by 3 points to 19%, while Poilievre's dropped by 2 points but still remains higher at 26%. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this latest update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, remember to click the like button, that's greatly appreciated, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.